Well guys, there we have it. The Kombat Kast has concluded and my verdict is it was so disappointing. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you haven't seen the Kombat Kast, I'm basically going to show you most of the gameplay here in this video. It's just so disappointing to me. I was expecting so much more from this. I expected it to be longer. I knew they were only really going to show off Fujin, but I thought we would get more gameplay changes. And the one gameplay change that we got is something that I'm just like, you can't fix this mechanic. It's not fixable. Like, there's nothing you can do to help breakaways. It's not a good mechanic. It's such a poor mechanic. It's terrible. And I understand that they made an investment in it when they built the mechanic from the ground up. I 100% get that. I understand that it's hard to remove something altogether when the game has been out there for a year. I'm totally sympathetic towards those sort of things, but at the same time I'm also just like, please, like guys, the breakaway mechanic is one of the worst mechanics I've ever seen in a fighting game. Like, nothing really comes close to it. I struggle to think of something that is more stupid than the breakaway mechanic. But let's just not focus on that for a second. We'll get there in a minute. Fujin looks really cool. He looks hard to deal with. He's got some really cool looking attacks. I'm all for it basically. Like, I'm really enjoying how he looks. He's got some really cool strings. He's got some cool crushing blows. Like, I might actually end up using him a little bit. He looks tough to fight. He's got some really interesting moves. He's got rain send you around the world kicking his crushing blow. I think that's really cool. They showed off Scorpion's new anti-breaker thing. So that anti-breaker thing, again, I understand they were trying to like remedy the breakers, because essentially it's a mechanic where you get punished if you punish your opponent. If they break away at the right time, they can punish you for punishing them, and that is terrible. So I get they're trying to remedy it. I get they're trying to bring in something new and fresh to stop players from doing that. The problem is that when you see that Scorpion goes for the breakaway armor break move, I guess that's what their armor break, because they break through fatal blows, they beat breakaways, any armor attacks they will beat them. The problem here is that, say Scorpion goes for a down 2 crushing blow, right? Normally when you can anticipate that your opponent doesn't want to take the damage and they want to break away, you'll go for another down 2 and you'll get, it pales in comparison to the regular damage you'll get, but you get some damage, you get a decent amount of damage. The problem here now is that if you go for the back 3, say with Scorpion, we'll use Scorpion as an example. If you go for the back 3 and they anticipate that, you lose even more damage, and they don't even lose their meter because they're anticipating you going for that because you're anticipating them break away. So not only has the breakaway system become more of a mix-up now, even though they tried to remedy it, and I get the logic behind it, I understand the logic behind it. They're trying to help the players that feel like they just get punished for making the right read. It's another layer of mix-up. It's another layer of mix-up that I'm just like, guys, please, for the love of God, just bring breakers back. There was nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong, certain things you don't need to take out. There's certain things you do, and breakaway is one of them, man. Breakaway is so bad, but Fujin looks cool. At least that's one takeaway from it. Fujin looks very cool. Now, they wasted a lot of time on this Kombat Kast talking about augments. Well, it wasn't a lot of time, but I just feel like no one gives a shit, man. Like, I say no one gives a shit, but maybe the more casual players that don't play online and don't, well, who doesn't play a fighting game online? I don't know, man. Who just sits there playing Mortal Kombat offline? How many people do you really know that does that? Fujin's got these weird Kung Lao looking moves. He's got these weird air kicks. Like, he looks good. Fujin looks good. He's got some interesting mechanics. He's got some sort of weird short hop mechanic where he can get a crushing blow from it. Oh, and they buffed Sub-Zero. For the love of God, guys, why? Why did you buff Sub-Zero? Sub-Zero didn't need buffs. They gave his I think it's his forward 4, the running kick that he does, they gave that a crushing blow. So if he hits it twice in a row now, he gets a crushing blow that does like 280 damage, like 28%. Just like, no, man. And it's just a lot of like, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit more from this Kombat Kast. I would have been happy to see some like balance adjustments. They did say that Shao Kahn's forward 3-4 is now special cancelable, that's really good for Shao Kahn players. That's something they've been asking for forever. One of my favorite parts in this Kombat Kast is when Fujin was walking on air. That move, like, they've made it look cool. And by the way, the new stages, there's 2 stages they showed off in this that look fantastic, and one of them looks like the Deadpool stage and the other one is like a retro Mortal Kombat 1 stage. It looks absolutely fantastic. There's like arcades there. It's like the new version of tournament mode. The stages look brilliant. Like, they absolutely knocked it out of the park. Aesthetically and dynamically, this game still looks absolutely fantastic. Like, you can't knock Mortal Kombat on how it looks. But I am so worried for how the meta is going to be shaped, and I am very interested to hear about the gameplay adjustments that are coming. I'm disappointed they didn't bring up anything. I'm worried because of some of the logic that NRS uses is very baffling to me. So I'm worried about where they're going to go with this, and what plans they have for other characters, and are the DLC characters going to be too strong? You know, you always worry about those sort of things, and you know, you worry about DLC characters because like, DLC characters notoriously have an issue with balance. They haven't been too bad in Mortal Kombat. It's just this Kombat Cast, there's a lot of nothing in it, and they did birthday shoutouts again. I was like, come on guys, we're stuck in quarantine, give us something juicy. Now, I'm not going to shit on them for Fujin. Fujin, as I said, looks really, really good. I'm impressed with Fujin. I'm impressed with the new costumes. The Sub-Zero and Scorpion costumes look absolutely brilliant. People have again been asking for Shredder Sub-Zero. Shredder Sub-Zero coming back, that's a win. People have been asking for that for ages. I think that's his Deadly Alliance costume. It looks brilliant. Fujin's also got this new move where he can like punch you across the screen. Like, he shoots this gust of air from his fist, but it looks like it does no damage. I don't really understand it too much. It looks like it's very irritating, but it's got a crushing blow on it that does 23%. I'm kind of baffled. I'm a little bit baffled, I'm not gonna lie. But it's interesting. It is a very, very, very interesting update, but I don't know if it's interesting for all the right reasons. Fujin's also got this weird attack where if you jump, he can basically catch you out of the air, slam you onto the ground, and then if he amplifies it, or meter burns it, he will send you into the sky. You'll be gone for like a good year, and then you'll come down. I guess he gets a free hit, whatever he wants. It does decent damage as well. It looks like he can convert. He's got very, very good wall carry. Fujin has got absolutely fantastic wall carry. He's got some Nina Williams Tekken Tag 2 shit going on, which is gonna probably annoy a lot of people. He's also got a very good projectile as a standard attack where he sort of like shoots his crossbow at you. You can shoot it up, you can shoot it down. I think shooting it up and down costs a little bit of stamina. He's got a very, well, his fatality started off cool, but it kind of just like, it sort of fizzled out. Like the ending wasn't as good as I thought it'd be. But yeah guys, that's really all I've got to say about the Mortal Kombat update. Kombat Kast that we got, it's not what I was expecting. It could be interesting, but they haven't shown me anything that would make me really go, yeah, season 2 is going to be lit. I didn't see anything like that. Maybe they're saving that for a later date. I feel like they should stop doing it and just show us everything at once, because honestly, this game already frustrates people enough, and it's starting to get frustrating to get a real, like, true update. I don't know, man. I felt like they should have gone the DBFZ route, and they should have just piled on the changes. Like, just give us something brand new, something fresh, something hot, so everyone can go, wow, what the hell is this? This looks amazing, blah blah blah. But it didn't really do that. But props are due. The stages look cool, the game still looks beautiful, and at least they're trying. So we'll see what happens, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. As always, I will be back with more content as we are updated. Stay safe out there, guys, and peace.